Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, before going for testing or building the post method, we will discuss about an app called as a Postman. So this Postman is nothing but an app that where we can test our APIs, whether it is a get method or else a post method, or we have, as I said, there are other methods like a delete or a put. So to test this multiple types of operations on the specific URL, we require this Postman. So I request all of you to download the Postman app as it will be used in production as well. In many companies, like they are using this Postman to test their APIs, and even it has been used to collect all the APIs that they have for that specific application. So it is a really good practice to perform the operations of whatever the APIs you build to test in and Postman. So let's go for our browser, and in a browser you can type Postman. So if you go for Postman, you can see you can download the Postman. So as per your OS, you can download it. Once the app is ready, uh, what else you can do is like you can see, like I have already downloaded the app. Let me showcase you how it looks. So this is how the app looks. So you can one thing what you can do is create an collection. You will create a new collection. You can name it anything, or else you can keep it as it is. Inside this collection, you if you click this, you will be having an option called as an add a request. If you click on this, here you can see you have the get method. As I said, you will be having a multiple methods like get, post, put, patch, delete. There are many options. Here you need to provide your URL REST API path. Okay, so I will give my REST API path with my port number, and basically it is a name. Right now, inside this I will you can see, like, as it is in a get method itself. Now let me give a key as a name. As I said, it will be it will be in a form of a dictionary. So this will obviously, like, it will wrap up in a form of a dictionary. Whatever the contents I will be giving in a key and a value will be wrapped in a form of a dictionary, and it will be passed for our Flask app. So here I can keep it as in the note. And now let's try to run it. So if I try to run it, you can see my app got run, and whatever the content that has been displayed in a browser is being displayed here. Similarly, as it is an HTML format. Now what happens is, in a REST API, majority of the times it will be in a form of a JSON, but we are not retrieving any JSON, right? As of now, we are not retrieving any JSON. So for that purpose, what we can do is we can go back for our app, and here we can install we can import JSify. JSify is something that wraps the content in a form of a JSON and return to the objects. So now as if now, like, we are running on this specific API where we are giving the contents in an F name and an L name. And now let's try to wrap it in a form of a JSON. So let's import JSify, and inside the JSify you need to pass a dictionary. So make sure whatever the contents we have need to be wrapped in a form of a dictionary again, like whether it is a name, and inside the name it will be having an a inside the name it will be, if it is an F name, inside the F name we will be having an a, and inside the L name we will be having a b, and this has been wrapped in a form of an d, and this need to be wrapped in a form of an, this is a dictionary, right? So this dictionary need to be wrapped in a form of an JSON again. So that's where this JSify will help us. So if I wrap the dictionary in a form of an JSify, what it happens? Okay, now the app got reloaded. Let's go for our Postman, and let's try to send the same request again. Here you can see, now let me show you in a form of an HTML. In HTML also it is giving the format in a form of like this. This is a JSON object. Now let's go for a JSON. You can see it has been exactly wrapped as a JSON. So what if we wrap the things in a form of a JSON? How it will be helpful in an real time? So in a front end, what happens is every time the front end developer looks for a JSON object, so that he can pick the object and he can pick up the keys like f name or l name, and he can fetch the values that are present in that specific values, and he can display in this page. So that's why the front end developers require a JSON object. So from our backend, whatever the things we compute need to be wrapped in a form of a JSON, and we need to pass it for our front end. All right. So that's why you need to make sure like you are creating a dictionary and a JSON object every time that you are retrieving from that you are after your computation, whatever the things has been computed need to be wrapped in a form of a JSON, and that need to be passed for our front end. And here you can see the request code is in 200 and it is okay. So 200 means the status code is success. So our API is working as expected. Now let's try to see send even the L name as well. L name, and if I pass it as an Danush again, and if I send it, you can see again it worked. What if I give the wrong statement? And here you can see the URL has been dynamically rendered every time. Whatever we were giving in our web browser, it has been automatically dynamically rendered as per if we give the key and a value. Now if I give some random values like, and if I give this random number here, it will not impact. Why? Because we are not looking in for that specific key. So in this way, like what happens is our URL will be also adaptive for any parameters that you pass, um, unless until if you look for the specific key, you will be able to retrieve the values, and it will not break the pipeline, or it will not break any URLs in middle or in the production. So that is the main important thing. Now as you got an hands-on with respect to get method and even the postman application, on our next video let's try to do some operations on a post method as well, so we can we can test that post method with our postman, because that cannot be done in our normal I mean to say uh, normal web browser, because in a web browser you can give this entire URL and you can see the output. Now if I copy this URL, and if I go it for my web browser, and if I try to give it, you can see it is actually wrapping up the JSON. JSON is working well, and even if I added a new key also, like it is not impacting my REST API. Whereas if this works in an only get method, whereas if you do for a post method, you cannot test the post method in the web browsers. You need the specific app called as a postman to test your applications. So we will see that in our next video. Thank you.